Did you know that a commonly used medication for blood pressure can help in acne and hair loss? Hello, my name is Dr. Yesudian and I'm a consultant dermatologist based in the UK. Today we will look at the use of spironolactone, a frequently used diuretic, and how it is used in acne and hair loss in women. Let's look at how spironolactone works in various skin conditions. Its main mechanism is through its anti-androgen effect. Both men and women have circulating male and female hormones. In some women, their skin is more sensitive to the normal levels of male hormones in their blood. This is called androgen hypersensitivity. This increased androgen sensitivity makes the sebaceous or oil glands more active, predisposing to acne. It also has an effect on the hair follicle. It makes the hair follicles in the scalp produce smaller hairs called vellus hairs, which results in hair thinning. Paradoxically, it also makes the hairs in the chin and the cheeks more thick. It's otherwise called hirsutism, or hair growth in a male component. By blocking these androgen effects on the skin and hair, spironolactone helps in acne, hair loss, and hirsutism as well. First, let's look at acne. Adult acne tends to be commoner in women compared to men, and increased androgen sensitivity may be a cause for acne in this group. Spironolactone can therefore be considered in post-teen acne, in those who fail oral antibiotics, and in those who relapse after using isotretinoin or Accutane. Spironolactone could help in those who have a clear history of acne flares during their periods, or those with polycystic ovarian syndrome, which suggests a hormonal component. Some experts feel that it may also be beneficial in acne occurring in skin of color. Here's a patient with acne who responded to spironolactone after using it for 2 years. Responses like this can often occur when Accutane fails, making it quite an impressive result. Next, let's consider female pattern hair thinning. There are numerous causes for hair thinning, and androgen sensitivity of the hair follicles may play an important part. Spironolactone may therefore be helpful and is often used in combination with other medications like oral minoxidil. This was a publication from the Journal of the American Academy of Dermatology, where a series of patients with female pattern hair thinning were treated with spironolactone, either alone or in combination with other medications. This patient responded to spironolactone monotherapy with a dose of 50 mg twice a day for 6 months. Spironolactone is also effective in hirsutism, or hair growth in the chin or the cheeks. In a Cochrane database systematic review, which is one of the highest levels of evidence that is possible, it suggested that spironolactone is a very effective treatment for hirsutism. Finally, spironolactone is helpful in the treatment of hidradenitis suppurativa, which is otherwise called inverse acne. I did an extensive review of this topic, so please feel free to look up the video for more information on how it is used for this condition. Let's look at the dosage and side effects of spironolactone. For all conditions, the dose of spironolactone varies between 50 and 200 milligrams a day. Most respond to between 50 to 100 milligrams a day. We could start with 50 milligrams taken every evening after food. Taking it with meals increases the bioavailability by 100%. So always advise patients to take it with their dinner. Dependent on the response, we can gradually increase the dose to 100 milligrams a day after 4 weeks. Rarely, for hidradenitis and hair loss, the dose can be increased to 150 milligrams and even to 200 milligrams a day. We need to use the medication for at least 4 months before any efficacy is evident. We also need to continue with spironolactone long term, as it is one of the major plus points in that it does not lose its effectiveness with time, unlike antibiotics, which gradually wane in their benefits with prolonged treatment. An important point to note is that no routine monitoring is required in young patients below the age of 45 years. It is useful to measure electrolytes, particularly the potassium, in patients who are older, which is more than 45 years, who have renal, cardiac, or liver problems, or on medications like ACE inhibitors, trimethoprim, or aldosterone antagonists, or if the dose is more than 200 milligrams a day. It is quite rare to get side effects with spironolactone. Menstrual irregularities occur in about 15 to 25% and is dose-related. Therefore, it may be useful to combine it with an oral contraceptive. Dizziness occurs in less than 5% of those who take the medication. That's the reason it is better to take the medication in the evening or night, as most of us will be returning to bed at that time. Breast tenderness occurs in about 5 to 10%, but it generally improves with time. In conclusion, spironolactone seems to be an incredibly useful and effective treatment in common skin conditions like late onset acne, hair loss, hidradenitis, and hirsutism. It is inexpensive and has an excellent safety and efficacy profile and is well worth considering. I hope you found this information helpful. Thank you for listening, and bye.